How did you meet Dad?
Your dad and I met when we were in college. He was playing football at Friends University, and I was going to school at Wichita State. And my best friend was dating one of the other football players on the team and introduced us.
What was the name of the person who introduced you to Dad?
Jesse. Jesse, my best friend, was dating Jaquise, and I met your dad that way. And it's kind of a funny story because the first time that he asked me for my number, I told him no. And so we were just mutual friends for a couple of years. And then in 1999, I had decided that I wanted to go to church. I hadn't been to church for a while, and I told Jessie, my best friend, that I was going to go the next day, which was Valentine's Day, and invited her to go with me and told her if she didn't want to go that I understood that was fine, but I was going. So she decided to go. And then when we got to church that morning, Jaquise and your dad and a couple of the other guys from the football team ended up showing up at church and met us there, which I didn't know was going to happen. And while we were sitting there in church, the pastor actually said that that's a good place to meet a quality person, that you don't go out and find a husband or a wife in the bar or in the clubs, that a good place to meet somebody of good character would be at church. And I thought to myself, wouldn't that be funny if he and I started dating here on Valentine's Day in church? Wouldn't that be a funny story to tell our kids and our grandkids someday, that that's how this all ended up happening? And after church, we all went out to lunch and we talked a lot and had a good time. And the next day, Jaquise and your dad moved into the same apartment complex that I was living in because I had gotten a good move-in deal. And over the next week, guys who live in apartments as college kids usually don't have anything. They didn't even have furniture, really. So they would come over to my apartment all the time to borrow stuff. And kind of over that week, I found myself looking forward to your dad coming over. And then the next week, we went to church together, again on purpose this time. Jessie and Jock and me and your daddy. And we went to church and we went out to eat lunch afterwards. And then after that, we ended up spending really the whole day together, the four of us. And then that night, your dad came over to my apartment and we just unpacked boxes because I had just moved into, we were hanging up stuff on the wall and just talking about everything in life, like his parents and my parents and college and what we wanted to do when we grew up, and did we want to have kids, and just kind of everything about everything you could think of. We just talked and talked and talked, and we had a really good time. And he just was somebody that I could tell was a lot like me, and we shared a lot of similar interests and life goals and morals and values. And that was kind of a turning point in our relationship. I just kind of had a feeling. And over the next couple of weeks, really within a couple of weeks, I kind of knew he was the one, and I knew that I would marry him. And I think within less than a month, we had told each other I loved you, and less than a month after that, we were already talking about getting married when we graduated from college, and we did just that. Your dad graduated in May, and we got married in September, and this year we'll have been married for 15 years, been together for 17 and a half, and have 5 mostly beautiful children.
I was about to ask that question.
What's your question?
How many years you guys have been together?
We've been together, actually, this is February, and we started dating in February. So Valentine's Day was 17 years since we sort of met in church for the second time. We had originally met in 97, but then we reunited in church on Valentine's Day and really started dating probably a week after that, like February 21st. So
that's today.
Ah, what a crazy trip. Okay, so today, it's been 17 years since your dad and I really started dating. I've known him for 19 years. So.
Is it okay if I share this interview or this story at school?
Yes, that's fine.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.